Hey everyone, so I posted a picture on my Facebook wall of this makeup inspiration thing. It's of a really pretty girl. I don't know exactly her name, but I'll put it somewhere so you guys can see. I'll probably put it in the list bar, but it's on her, and I really liked her makeup at the Oscars. It was very bronzy and pretty and dark. She has very beautiful blue eyes, so I decided to do this makeup tutorial on her and makeup. My hair is a mess right now, so I just wanted to quickly do this video and just show you guys the makeup. This is the makeup I came up with. It's very dark and bronzy, and the cheeks are very light and pretty. This is like one of the first times I used this color. It's a very pretty peachy pink color like hers, and the lipstick, I did a funny thing with the lips. It was really cool that I can't wait for you guys to see. But if you're interested in learning how to do what I did, stay tuned. Alright, so since I had been requested a lot to show you guys my skin without makeup, now I thought I would do it. I don't have any makeup on, and I know you can't really see my bangs. My bangs are covering, but I'll just plop those out for you. So I'm just gonna put them back, get there out of the way. So there's my skin for you. I haven't really been breaking out that much. Just the only time I actually really break out is when I'm, have my monthly visit. I'm going to zoom in for you so I can show you guys my skin. So you can see that it's quite discolored. I still have a lot of marking, but there's not really any actual blemishes. And I have this thing right here, it's mascara that didn't come off. I don't really have much bags because I use really good concealer, and I also use a very good eye cream. My forehead has been pretty good, hasn't really been breaking out at all, so I don't really have any blemishes right now, just a lot of scarring. My chin has been breaking out. Anyways, let's get cracking. This is the Expert Scar Serum. I put this on before I put makeup on and before I go to bed, so I'm going to put some of that on. And I actually found a new way of putting it on. I'm just taking that amount, rubbing it between my hands, and I'm just going to pat it on my skin. I let that set in a bit, and then I apply my Laura Mercier Secret Finish Mattifying Gel. I'm running out, but I just love this stuff, so I'm going to put some on and take a good amount. I'll put that right in my T-zone. My forehead, my nose, on my cheeks. So next, I'm going to apply my foundation. I'm applying the Make Forever Matte Lila Plus like I always do, my favorite. So I kind of just rub it onto my skin. I don't really go, as your skin gets better, it's kind of easier to apply things. So when my skin was really bad, I had to be really careful with applying this foundation. But they don't really have much texture. All I have is scars now. It's pretty easy to apply this stuff. I'm done with my foundation, and I'm going to move on to concealer. I'm using my favorite concealer of all time. This is my favorite concealer for covering acne. This is MAC Select Cover Up, and this is in the shade NC30. I'll take that back of my hand, just squirt out a bit, just like so. I can take it here and here because I have a lot of scarring. I'm going to take it a little bit on just little blemishes I have on my forehead. Take a big dollop of that, put it on the places where I have a lot of more scarring. I put some on my cheeks. So I kind of go to town with this, but this is a great, you can also use this if you don't have a lot of scarring. You can definitely use this as a foundation because it's a very thick concealer. As you can see, I'm going to take a bit more, and I'm going to just pat it on top of that. I don't like to smear because you're not building, you're kind of just moving around the product. I like to kind of pat it on, kind of just pat. And the reason I'm using, see my fingers, I'm using this finger because it has the lightest touch, so you're not going to be hurting your skin, you're just going to be nicely moving it around. I'm now taking my concealer for under eyes, my favorite concealer of all time. This is a MAC one as well. It's a Studio Finish concealer in NW25, that's what mine looks like, it's pretty old. Some people like to use blendy brushes like these. This is the 224. But I don't want to use it because I use that for eyeshadow. I also can use this one, but I just like the way it looks using my finger. So I use the same finger that I use to conceal my blemishes. It has the lightest touch, so you don't want to pound, you don't want to be too harsh with your skin. You want to be very gentle. And I'm just going to rub that right underneath my eye. Just kind of patting it on and kind of smearing. Now when it comes to eyeshadow, I always like to use the same primer because it's one of my favorite and it dries matte. This is the MAC, what is it called? The MAC Paint Pot in Soft Ochre. There's a color, it's exactly like my skin tone, and there's a name for you. It is like almost perfectly my skin tone because it's like really yellow, and I have very yellow skin. So I'm going to use a couple of pigments today that I haven't used for MAC that I got a while back, and these are it. These are 2 pigments I'm going to use today. This is the one I'm really going to use mainly. This is Museum Bronze. This is Museum Bronze, and then I'm going to use Reflex Gold, like the old My Safety color, but this is a gorgeous color as well. It doesn't come out white, it comes out very pretty. I'm also going to be using a couple other shades, but those are the 2 main colors I'm going to be using. So first let's start off with, I'm going to, her eyes are very, very dark, and I really want to accentuate that. So I'm going to apply, this is it's like Carmen Black, it's just Black 101 by NYX. It's a black matte eyeshadow. There it is for you. It's just a very, very dark eyeshadow. I'm using this on a 266. It's a great synthetic angled brush. I'm just going to take that in there and really pack it on. Tap off the excess because one reason why I didn't powder my face is because I don't want any fallout. And so I'm just going to take this right along my lid. So it's quite thick around her eye. If you see me looking over here, so I'm looking at the picture. Her eyes are a little bit hooded, so all you can really see is the black. My eyes aren't hooded, but I'm going to try to make it similar to hers. So I'm going to hold my bit because it's kind of wiggling. And I'm just going to quickly just do that. So that's the eyeliner portion. We're going to go back to that in a bit, but for right now, that is fine. So now I'm going to take this pigment. I'm going to take a tape. This is my tape thing for my film class. I'm going to take that and just put it on here. So she has a very smoky, dark color. So I'm going to pile that on. There it is for you. I'm going to pile that onto my lid. The great thing about this color is that it blends out beautifully. So I'm going to just use this same brush. I'm going to clean it off a bit onto my towel, and I'm going to use it to blend out a bit too. So I'm just taking that and I'm just blending it upward. So you see how it gets a little bit warmer? I'm also going to take a bit of this color. This is actually the bronzer I'm using. This is Harmony from MAC, but it's a great matte brown color. I'm going to take a bit of that onto my brush, just a tad bit, just to warm it up a bit. And I'm going to just run that along there. If you have this, keep it out because we're going to use it to contour into my corner. And then I'm just blending it outward. So it looks really dark. So I'm just going back with that color and just patting it on to keep that nice darkness. You can go back with that black color that we used and just take it onto your brush. And just continue to apply that darkness. This is a little bit more, it looks a little bit green to you probably, but it's very dark brown. I'm going to take a bit more of that bronzer color just to use that to blend outward. Just like so. I take, this is from Sally Hansen. It's a very matte, it's like vanilla for MAC, but it's a very cheap one. They're only $1. And that's why I use it, because it's good for just every day. It's just a face color, and I'm not going to go anywhere over here. I'm just going to keep it right there because we don't want to take away that darkness there. So I'm just keeping that there to highlight that. She has a tad bit of the brown pigment under her lid. So I'm going to take the eyeliner brush I used to apply the black, and I'm not going to take it off. I'm just going to keep the black on there so I can keep it dark. And I'm just going to keep that there. And just work it into that line. And use my finger to blend it outward. There you go. It's really that simple. Now I'm just going to do the other eye and I'll be right back. But that is pretty much it for the eyeshadow. Alright, so my eyes are even now. They're both the same. I'm still going to do more, but I just want to quickly put on my brows because, you know, they're an essential part of the look. She has blonde hair, so I don't have blonde hair, so that's not going to work on me. So I'm just going to quickly just screw my brows a bit, and hers are pretty full, but so I'm going to try to make mine a bit fuller. Mine are pretty full as it is, but they can use a little bit of zhuzhing. And this is, by the way, the Rimmel Professional Eyebrow Pencil. It's just that. And I think it's in the color Hazel. Alright, now that my eyebrows are done, I am going to add a bit of, she has a tiny, teensy amount of sparkle. I'm going to put a little, and I mean little bit, of the Reflex Gold pigment. This stuff is very shimmery, so I'm going to be very careful with it. So I put some on my little palette, and I'm going to take a synthetic brush because I want this stuff to really pick up. So I'm going to take this brush, it's synthetic, and I'm going to take a teensy amount. I'm going to put it right here in the inner amount of my eye. So you see how that just added a teensy amount of sparkle to my eyes. It didn't really do very much, but I like the way that it looks. She doesn't look like she has too much going on. Now on to eyeliner. Like I said, she has a very thick line of eyeliner. I'm going to apply, this is Leatherette from Buxom Lash Liner. It's just a gel liner, and I'm taking this onto a flat liner brush. This is from Crown Royal brushes. So I'm just taking that. If you're interested, that's what it looks like. Yeah, it's a flat brush. And I'm going to apply that onto my lid. Oh. Her eyeliner is very thick and pitch black, so I'm just going to apply that. The thing I love about this brush is because it's so flat. It really does give you a good lift on the lashes. It really does give you a good amount. I'm also going to take this onto my upper tide line. That's another reason why I love this brush, because it's just so functional. Okay, do the same thing. I'm just going to run this eyeliner onto my lid so that I can have a really nice dark black liner. Okay, so that is it for the eyes. So onto her face. She doesn't really have too much on. She just has a really pretty pinky, she doesn't really have too much on, just a really pinky corally kind of color. So I'm just going to take my bronzer, the same eyeshadow that I used on the upper lid, and I'm going to take that onto a kabuki, and we're just going to contour. Really get into my contour line. So I'm going to create a really deep line like that, and do the same on the other cheek. Very deep set in line. Okay, so now we're just going to work that out. And work back. Just going to do the same on this cheek. Now I'm going to take a tiny bit more and just put that right underneath my chin and right here on my jawline. And take a tiny bit on my nose. Just to contour it a bit, because it's a bit onto the cheeks. She doesn't have a lot on, like I said. She just has a really nice pinky glow. I'm just going to take this color. This is by NYX. This is in the color Peach. It is a very pretty pinky peach color. And it's almost identical to her color. It's not going to look as good as me's because her camera is 10 times better, I'm sure, the camera they used to take this picture. So I'm going to put this right on the apples of my cheeks. I'm taking a good amount because this one, somehow my skin color doesn't really bring out the color very much. So I just patted that on right onto my cheeks. So just like that. Can you just blend a bit back? I'm taking the e.l.f. High Definition Powder, my favorite. I'm actually looking for a new one, so if you have any suggestions, give me a holler. So I'm taking that to 150, just using that to set makeup. Because I like this one, but it kind of leaves my skin a bit ashy. You know what I mean? It kind of looks really, I mean, after a while it sets in, but for the first couple of minutes it looks very, a little bit too matte. Let's just say that. I think because I like the price so much, it kind of compensated for the fact that it looks a little bit ashy. So you see what I'm talking about? It looks very powdery. And it looks really ancient. But once it sets in, it looks quite nice. If you feel like you lost a little bit of that color blush, just go back and add a little bit more. That's what I'm going to do. So, there's that. She has a very, very pretty highlighter on. It looks like really bronzy, so I'm going to take this color. It's actually an eyeshadow. This is it's in the color Bronze, and that's what it looks like. It's by Sally once again. It's a great color. This is my Sally quad. These are only $1 at Sally Beauty Supplies. It's really cool. This is the color I used on the eyes. And this one's a really nice champagne color. This one's called beige, this one's called champagne, this one's called bronze. So they're really good neutral colors. So I'm going to take this color, the bronze, and I'm going to just run that right along my highlight, because she has a highlight, but it's very bronzy. So I'm going to try to keep that bronze on the cheeks. Just along there. Sorry, that was my phone. So just along there, I got that bronziness, but it's very pretty. Alright, so now that the cheeks are done, I'm going to these are how they look, really pretty bronze and pink. Alright, so last step for the eyes, we're just going to apply a tad bit of eyeliner to them. I'm just going to add the gel liner that we first applied into the waterline, because she does have a bit of black in there. So I'm going to take that right into my waterline. Okay, so that's it for the eyes. Alright, so once we applied our eyeliner, we're just going to apply some mascara. I'm just applying my L'Oreal one, and I'm just going to put it on really quickly. It's one of the best things about putting on a lot of eyeliner is that you don't have to worry about blobbing your mascara. Alright, so last but not least, she has a really pretty, very peachy pink lip color, and I'm going to use Fairest Nude by L'Oreal. This is a really pretty pinky nude color. There it is for you. I'm just going to put it on. I was going to swatch it, but there's the color. It looks really brown, but it's not. It's very, very nude. I'm going to put this on my lips. And these lip colors, they smell like baby powder. It's weird. So I don't know if my camera's picking that up, but it's kind of almost the same color. I mean, to me it looks almost the exact same color that she has on. It's a very pinky nude. I don't really want to put gloss on because she doesn't really look like gloss, and this is pretty glossy on its own, but she has a teensy amount of glitter on. So I'm going to take a risk and I'm going to put some of this glitter on. This is the Reflex Gold. I'm going to put a teensy amount of Reflex Gold onto my pinky and try to get the same effect that the artist used on her. She has it looks like, I mean, a teensy amount of gold. So I'm just going to put some on my finger and just dab it on. Ooh, that looked good. That looks weird, but yeah, it looks really pretty. So I put a bit of Reflex Gold. So all I have on my lips is the Fairest Nude lip color by L'Oreal and the MAC pigment in Reflex Gold. So it just gave a really pretty gold look. But that is it. Sorry, that was my phone. That was a weird reaction. That is it for the makeup. I hope you can see that. It is a very nice, smoky, dark eyeshadow. If you're interested in the picture that I used for reference, it'll be on my Facebook wall, which is CA Sanchez 18 Beauty, which you can find that on Facebook, just put in the search bar. But this is the makeup. I hope you enjoyed. There's the makeup for you. It's very, very pretty and crisp and clean. I really like the way the makeup artist did her makeup. There's the eyes for you. Really pretty bronze. And there's the cheek and lip. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Bye!